Up dog, our first segment. Once again, we say this every week. Back up the Brinks truck, brought to you by our good friends at Goodlife. We had a great party at Goodlife last week. It's a nice Goodlife tarp you got on there. I got one of my new tarps on here. Rest is a weapon. Used to be one of my favorite sayings in the NHL. Rest is a weapon. So check it out if you're one of those
Now
guys.
that you wear it, you got to actually own it. You're going to have to rest up.
Oh, I've been doing a lot of resting up. Brought to you by our good friends at Goodlife. Promo code
Curfew.
It's our boy, Weegsy, baby.
This one feels good.
This
is good to talk about. And I think I think the deal works good for both teams. I think Brad Treliving did a hell of a job assembling it could have been a massacre in Calgary, and he did a great job of moving those pieces and bringing in these boys. Hubie starts it off with, 100 bananas, whatever the hell he got. Good for him. And then
7 for 7.
But then it was Weegs' time, right? You step up, you pay this kid. I know he's had a couple good years. His ceiling still hasn't been reached. Probably could have, after a good year, probably hit the market and made more. But this is solidified. He's there for the next 9 years.
Yeah, this is a fucking home run for Weegsy, baby. I'll be honest. I love the kid like a brother. Darryl Sutter had great things to say about him. So he's very coachable. So you talk about Weegsy? Tom Rowe would have something else to say in San Antonio. But no, great kid. He's turned himself into a hell of a player. It's just funny. Like, I'm so proud of him. But when I met Weegsy, he was a late pick, didn't get a big signing bonus. I don't know if he had fucking $5,000 in his checking account. Now he just signed for 50 bananas. So couldn't be happier for him. But now he's got to earn that contract ups. And all those boys do in Calgary. Like, it's one thing to go there and say, hey, I'm going to take the deal. Well, you got it now, boys. You signed up for it, and now you got to perform.
Yeah, and it's 8 years. It's not 3 years.
No.
Show me what you can do, and then earn another one. Now it's the team and the jersey, the Canadian Flames, red and yellow jersey is relying upon these guys and their execution. Huberto was coming off a hell of a year. I love the kid more than anything. Had him as an 18-year-old in Florida. He is, he's a guy, a dynamic guy. I think he's the most offensive player out of the whole bunch that got moved. You look at Kachuk, you look at Kadri. I still think Hubie has the most upside offensively. And if he brings that into that team, I mean, they got to play Edmonton. They got to get through Edmonton.
We're going to see the Battle of Alberta again.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And it's going to be high octane.
Are we going to go again?
Yeah, we have to. Maybe we just stick around Calgary a few more days. I don't think we quite got a bite out of Calgary that we needed.
Calgary took a bite out of me. As long as it doesn't snow again, all right? Me and Uppy have gotten a lot of fights. Well, not a lot. We got a few arguments. That one was, I'm like, I'm not going. You're like, what? Fuck you. I'm like, it's snowing. You're like, okay, fine. I'm going by myself. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm coming. I think it's great. I think it comes down to the fact that, you took Hubie under your wing. I took Weegsy under my wing. And, maybe we deserve a percentage of all these contracts, right? I don't know.
At least a couple
Stock
dinners.
market's getting crushed. Weegsy, baby. I need you to float me.
I
need you to float me a couple bananas here, Weegsy. I'll pay you back. No, congrats to Weegsy, baby. Backing up the Brinks truck. Darryl Sutter, multi-year extension here.
Yeah.
I love Darryl Sutter. I was a little shocked about this one because I don't know, and much like, our guest coming up, Keith Jones, and I love John Tortorella, they have windows, these coaches, right?
Yeah.
Right? Does Darryl's like...
Is this a message to the team, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, he ain't going anywhere, boys.
That's a good point. Maybe you need a coach like that to have a multi-year.
Like, this guy's got 2 more years.
Yeah.
So don't think like, this is our squad and, And I don't know how Darryl acts around his team. Like, I've heard stories, but I don't know, like, the day in, day out. If he, like, eventually says, like, guys, you got to take this and run with it now. It's your squad. Like, he does have an older group. Mm-hmm. I think there's some great veterans there. But... I think the message off the bat is, listen, this is there's a lot of great teams in the West. If we need to be this team, I need to be hard on you guys. And then, and then eventually you're going to get it. And I don't need to say much to you anymore. That's how I like coaches to be anyway. But I think the message with the 2-year deal is he ain't going anywhere, boys. Yeah. And it's going to be hard. There's going to be some hard days. And in the end, this guy knows how to win Stanley Cups. Hopefully you guys all get the message and you go to places you've never been before.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because if Darryl Sutter's on a 1-year deal and things aren't going well,
the team can fold easily until he's gone.
All these guys got 8 and 7-year deals. Like, fuck it, boys. Lose a couple more. This guy's out of here. We don't have to deal with it.
Totally. See,
that's what I tried to do in Calgary with Bob Hartley. I was like, boys, keep losing. This guy's out of here. Trust me.
Yeah, and then that can go, 2 games,
they
5
fired
games.
Jay Feaster and kept Bob.
5 games, 10 games. All of a sudden, you're still waiting for the guy to get fired. And I've been through it too, but it just, season's too, it's too short. You lose fucking 10 games, you behind the 8 ball, you're done.
It happened to me in Vancouver, and it wasn't even like I wanted AV to get fired, because in all honesty, I think AV was a good coach. I think he's whatever. He doesn't really talk a whole lot to you, but you could feel it in Vancouver, right? We lost like 7, 8 straight.
Yeah,
We're like, if we lose one more, like, this guy's gone. And we won and went on a winning streak. But you can feel it, especially in a Canadian market like that. But listen, the Flames are ready to rock, man. They got their guys signed. Ride Tree Living, sit back up in your, I don't know, does the GM even have a suite at the Saddledome, or where does he got to fucking sit? Where does he sit there?
I don't know. Maybe he takes it in from his office.
He doesn't have to go way the fuck up there, does he?
I don't know. They might give him a suite.
He better have it. I mean, after this offseason, somebody give up their suite. One of those guys with all the oil money up there. Let Brad have your suite for the season.
I listened to him on NHL TV yesterday.
So did I.
With Weeks. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's smart, and I love like the question of how did the deal come to fruition, right? Like, and it was Tkachuk saying, like, I don't want to extend here. This is probably my last year. I want to explore options, and then the process of like, okay, then I call his agent, and the agent gives me a list of teams, and then I hit those teams up, and I listen to offers, and obviously, Matthew, 19, he's a player that everyone wants on the team, and so he started listening to the offers, and then you sit down, and you're like, okay, let's make a deal, and he did it. Turnaround, it was quick, and I mean, it changed the course of our boy Princey up in Calgary wanting to jump off his top roof, putting up the Christmas lights to thinking that Stanley Cup's closer than it ever has been.
And he wasn't the only one. My Twitter from our time when we went up there, some people that I met in the Battle of Alberta, or listen to the Missin Curfew, they were like, fuck, we're done. Yeah. It's over, rebuild, and then literally, boom, you're right back in it. So I saw Tree Living 2-ups, and communication, I thought, was key through his whole process, right? He was like, I was talking to Johnny, I was talking to his agent, I was talking to Maddie, and then he talked about, when he had to let Gio go, right, in the expansion draft unprotected, and how much he talked to him. So, like, communication is so important to your players, and when you're GM like that, like, it's just another feather in his cap. I thought, good for you, Brad, man. Like, at least you're a man. Talk to him,
Yeah.
That's how it's
done.
I
had him in Phoenix as an assistant GM, and he still is a guy that reaches out and says, he congratulated me on retirement when I had a baby. So he's I think he takes pride in being that type of human being. Yeah. And because hockey is a close-knit group of people, and there's relationships, and and there's young kids involved, and there's guys that you watch grow up. He's watched Matthew Tkachuk the last 8 years in Calgary turn into who he is, and it's almost a thank you to him for being, Matthew, thanks for being honest with me. Thanks for letting me know a year in advance when I have your worth is right up here, and it's exponential. I'm going to be able to make a trade for you to help my team out. I think it's just a win-win.
I think all three of those guys, Matty, Weegsy, and Hubie, I think they all just got to go out and get drunk together when they're out of there. Like, they all just like switched around and all.
Did they not at Ecky's?
They all just got fucking loaded.
Did Tkachuk go to Ekblad's wedding? Because if they did,
I don't know.
That's where they would have got drunk together. There was talk that he was going down.
That just happened, right? Weezy just got traded, and Hubie right before that wedding.
It was like 2 weeks later, Ecky was getting married.
Yeah. I wonder when they play this year if they're all just looking at each other and be like, hey, worked out pretty good. Hey, boys, worked out pretty good here. So
I owe you a dinner, and you owe me two.
Good for all those boys. We love them all here at Missin Curfew. Updog, we talk about swag a little bit here. Fucking Colorado Avalanche unveiled their Stanley Cup ring last night. Slick.
A little TV in the box there.
Is that what that was? I don't know.
A little screen of them jumping over the boards and rushing to the net when they won.
Oh, wow.
So as soon as they opened it, a little TV screen in there for a memory of, them jumping and throwing their gloves off. At least that's what I saw online. Yeah, so
that's cool.
I had to text our boy Bo Byram and see how that ring fits.
So what do you do with that ring? It's like, obviously you wear it the first night. Then what do you do? You put it in a safe?
You tuck it right in your underwear drawer.
Underwear drawer.
And lock your door. Make sure no one comes in there and snags it.
Underwear drawer.
Hey? I mean, do you have a safe at home? So you just where are you going to tuck that thing? Right on the mantle?
Yeah, I got a safe at home. You don't have a safe at home? Yeah, I got a safe at home.
I don't have a safe at home.
I don't have a safe either. I got the Balboa based security guys there.
Yeah.
They run a tight ship, so maybe they won't let you in. But I'm just like, how much would you wear it, I guess? I think we talked about this before, but I just think, like, I'd like to wear it. I'd like to wear it out there, but I don't know if most guys do. If you wear it to a charity function, this and that, but, or you know what I mean? Like, how much you wear it to game
number one.
Game number one.
They wear it to the home opener. They're probably told to wear it to the home opener.
Yeah.
And then I can't see myself wearing that thing probably. until like, I don't know, a 10-year reunion, or when I win my second, I put the other one on and I do a picture with like the two, you know, West Side like this.
It's sick, man. I mean, every time I see the Stanley Cup presented in June or July last year, and then I see the, you know, following training camp, the ring, I just realized like I never won one. You know?
Yeah, it's okay.
Never won one.
It doesn't matter. You still,
and I'm never gonna win one, probably, right? Unless we have. Can we start our own Missin Curfew? Can we get our own Missin Curfew Stanley Cup ring? Maybe that got a chance.
No, but you know, maybe the evolution of this show is we work for, you know, an incredible team one day, and then that team.
Never thought about it like that.
Well, that's how we get it, or we start coaching. Because we're not strapping the laces up as much as I want to.
Coaching ain't happening either. I don't think coaching's happening. Unless I can just stand behind the bench. If I don't have to do video, can I just get a full video guy to take care of my video and I can just stand?
A lot of work.
Tons of work. And then you got to work your way up, right? Shout out to our boy Sheldon Brookbanks back coaching the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins.
Is he really? Good for him.
Yeah.
He was texting us during the Jays game, me and Loops. He's like, what the hell is going on?
Heartbroken. Anyways, Updog, the Avs ring is nationally beyond national leave. Our next segment brought to you by our good friends at DraftKings, promo code
Curfew Kings.
Future bets.
Sign up now.
Future bets, baby. We got some futures for you degenerates out there.
NHL futures.
And it's something we actually know what we're fucking talking about, because I suck at baseball. I suck at football. But hockey, I got a chance.
But I got this hockey thing figured.
I got a chance. So I'm going to go first here. I think these are just value bets for you people.
Yeah.
We're not saying they're going to fucking 100% happen here. But I do like this one for the President's Trophy. I talked about the Carolina Hurricanes a lot last year. You know, they were missing swag, Updog. I thought from top to bottom, the way they were coached by Rod the Bod, with Freddie kicking between the pipes, they may be the best team top to bottom. Anyways, they bring in Brent Burns. Pacioretty's hurt right now, but I think those are two veteran guys that are going to bring some stability on the back end and some scoring up front with Pacioretty. I think the Carolina Hurricanes win the President's Trophy, and right now they're plus 1,500.
1,500.
I think that's a great bet right now.
I like it.
Carolina Hurricanes at plus 1,500 to win the President's Trophy. I like that one.
Now, I'm going up and down this. You know what? To me, if we're talking President's Trophy, Obes, the team that withstands all the odds for 82 games, you know, even at the end of the year, they still find a way to win those games to get that, to host that trophy, get that extra little bonus, for the summer.
I didn't know that until you told me. I didn't know you got a bonus.
Yeah, you get a little bonus, little check in the shorts. To me, I'm going to go with the Colorado Avalanche, because there's no way that they're not going to have the Stanley Cup blues. I'm not saying that, you know, they make it again, you know, to hoist the thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But to me, they got the best back end in the league. If you look at their guys, I think Bo Byram's ceiling is still not even close to being reached. Cale Makar, I think the same. I think this guy's going to go on an absolute tear. But then just, you know, the addition of a new goalie, Coach Bednar, now confidence, team playing in front of him. He knows how to, you know, get these guys to work. You know, they lose Kadri, but they bring in a kid that you love from Pittsburgh.
Evan Rodriguez, I think, is going to have a monster year. That was a great signing for them. At $2 million.
And Nestushkin, bringing that guy back. I think
he hit
another level in playoffs. That's gonna, you know, he's gonna get that foot all healed up and be ready to go. But then McKinnon with his new deal. This guy's, you know, now he's finally getting paid. He doesn't have to be the underdog anymore. He doesn't have to be the guy that's, you know, it's better to be overpaid than underpaid in this league. And I'll tell you that from experience. But to me, the Avs are a team. They're the team to beat. And the regular season is a place they're going to flourish. They're going to score a lot of goals. You know, they're going to, if they stay healthy, this is their trophy. So that's my pick.
Yeah, it's
plus 350.
It's a hell of a pick.
So you're going to lay some down, but
I watched them play preseason the other night against, it was actually on TNT. We got Jonesy coming up. And yeah, they were snapping around. I mean, I don't even think McKinnon and Landeskog were playing, but Bo Byron was playing, McCarr was playing, Rodriguez was playing. And you could just see the pace already. So
can I give it a long shot though?
Yeah.
I got it. My long shot here, which isn't so long because they kept these guys together, is the Pittsburgh Penguins at plus 2,200.
I like that.
Now, see, again, this is why they're a little older squad, so they got to stay healthy. Can't have Sid, you know, Sid is healthy this year coming in, but they can't have their guys like, you know, go out with, you know, the nagging injuries that last a long time, the Letangs, the Malkins. But these guys at plus 2,200, I don't think they're done. They got 3 together. I think they're going to go for the 4th.
Yeah, I just think, like, it's funny. We're going to get into our picks on who makes the playoffs, and we'll give you our Stanley Cup picks and this and that, and we're both high on Pitt. For the reason I'm high on the injuries thing that you say concerns me a bit because they are a little bit long in the tooth, but they came back. They all stayed together for one more reason, and they're like, fuck, we got one more in us here. If Crosby doesn't get hurt last year, if Trouba doesn't knock Crosby into, out of the series, they beat New York, and they probably go to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Yeah. Like, I just think, I don't know. I like that pick. I don't know if they're going to win their division and be that good in the regular season. They very well could. At those odds, I like putting a little bit of cheddar on it. But I do like them come playoff time. I think they're going to.
Can we dive into them later, or should we dive into
No, let's dive into them later.
Yep.
I'm going to say another little value pick here is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, this is a long shot too, but plus 600 to make the playoffs. I'm going to throw a little cheddar on that. And then I'm also going to put the Red Wings to make the playoffs at plus 290. Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond. I don't know. I think Stevie Wise built a great team there. There's going to be a surprise team, right? The LA Kings surprised us last year. I know the Pacific Division was the weakest division. I don't know. For you beauties out there that are looking to put a little cheddar on something, I like both of those teams to maybe sneak in and make the playoffs. And sticking with the Blue Jackets, Patrick Laine, hammer this. Over 33.5 tucks, hammer it. Hammer it. Whatever your hammer is out there, if it's $100, $1,000, hammer it.
Wow, you've heard it here, folks.
Laine might
You've been high on this kid
Laine
this
might
summer.
get 50. He might get 50.
He hasn't had a Goudreau pass to him, has he?
He's going to be laying just backhand saucies right in the slot for him. This guy's shot is nationally beyond. Now, do they stay healthy? Does he? I mean, there's a lot of stuff with him that's.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But I just think with Johnny Hockey throwing in backhand sauces and finding them, I like that. I like that over 33.5. That's what it was last time I looked.
Fucking Cole Caulfield over 31.5. I think you take the under there.
You do, eh? Huh? I think he flourished under Marty in the second half last year, though.
Yeah, that's a long year, though. Here, let me.
That's a long year, especially when the Frenchies start booing you, eh? When you can't even go out for dinner. Hey, Gomer, remember those days? What's line? He's still 33.5?
Yeah.
Hammer that. Binger. Whatever your big bet is, what is it, $25 or something? Put that on there.
I would go, this would be mine.
Here we go.
Long shot is Leon Draisaitl.
Okay.
Over 48.5. He's done it now 3 years in a row. He's just on a mission. This guy's, he scores at will. Yeah. He doesn't get hurt. He plays big minutes. Edmonton's going to be absolutely lethal again. Their power play, if they come off the playoffs that they did with the confidence that they have, to me, it's a no-brainer. He's a 50-goal man all day long.
Yeah.
How about Matthew Tkachuk at over 33.5
goals?
Yes. See, he doesn't have
he's not
QB
playing with Chuck.
I know, but he's got Barkov.
He's got Barkey.
He's got Barkey. Ekblad's a great power play guy.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Matty scores 37 goals. He doesn't get 40. He scores 30, over 35. Yeah, take the over for Matty. Now, what am I talking about? Why am I even...
Okay, let's pick a couple unders here.
Okay.
So Patrick Laine was under 31.5.
Binger, make it $50, bud. Put 50 on it.
31.5 on DraftKings is Patrick Laine regular season goals. So there you go. You already earned a couple.
Do you not think he's going over that?
For me, Tage Thompson, regular season goals, over 31.5. I'm going to take the under.
He scored 30 last year, right?
He scored 30 last year, right? Last year, there was so many goals last year in the league. There was goaltenders playing that hadn't seen pucks before.
You know what? You teed me up. I was just going to say.
There were defense. Guys were out with COVID. Some teams had to play because cap problems with half their squad. It was full on. It was a shit show.
There was 119 goalies playing in the NHL last year. It's not going to happen again. 119 goalies played.
So that we talked about Tage Thompson, 31.5 goals. I'm taking the under. This kid got paid out of the lights. There's gonna be pressure on him. I don't think Buffalo is. They're not gonna ride a mojo that they might have had last year at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. I got smoked actually. I took them under 68 points last year. It was my one fuck up because they just got on a roll at some point. But again, teams were just fucking throwing in the towel at the end of the year.
Our listeners are probably like we're betting what you guys say every week.
Yeah,
every week we come on here and say, fuck, I got rinsed this week. I got rinsed last week. I like that Tage Thompson under that. Although
under 31.5.
I did say he had to start playing with a little more fucking pep, and he got a Gordie Howe hat trick during the preseason. I know it's preseason, but he got a fight at least. I like that.
I'm taking the under.
I don't mind that under.
I'm taking the under there. How about, and then, so that's, how about regular season points? How about Alexander Barkov, over 89.5 points?
It's got to go over that. It's got to.
You heard it here with O'Brien.
He's got to.
Alexander Barkov.
He has to.
All right, Connor McDavid.
Over what, 210?
121.5 points on DraftKings.
Over.
I'm taking the over.
Over.
Hey, Connor McDavid. He probably seen this morning when he woke up. He checked his DraftKings app and was like, they only got me at 121.5. I'm going to show them.
And let's not forget, the display he put on against the LA Kings in the Battle of Alberta. And then, he ran out of steam against a high-powered Stanley Cup winning Avalanche team. We were talking about, me and you, it's only a matter of time.
It is.
Right?
And he is now.
He's going to win one here sooner or later.
He's got a taste of the Western Conference Final. He's going to come out of the gate hot. He might have 22 points in 3 games.
Like they did last year. Remember they came out and they were like 10-1. Their power play was clicking at 55% or something. And then they hit the wall and Tibbet lost his job. But yeah, I think that he goes over that for sure.
Jonathan Huberdeau, over 89.5. Let me ask you this. Who's going to be the sniper for Hubie on the Calgary Flames? Who's going to be the guy he puts it in the slot for?
Lindholm.
And a guy just rips it. It's Lindholm, isn't it?
Did Lindholm score 40 last year? I think he might.
I like the way Lindholm played. He didn't quite, he didn't step up in the playoffs.
Well, none of them. They ran into fucking McJesus that was playing like Michael Jordan out there.
Yeah, and Smith was actually.
But you can say the same. You can say the same about Hubie, man. Like, Hubie didn't have a great playoff either, right?
No,
it's kind of went both ways. For those guys.
I agree, but I just think he is a disher. He can fucking hold on to the puck. He makes great plays. He's a power play guy. The power play gets hard in the playoffs. You got to kind of simplify it. But in the regular season, you get kind of your mojo going, and that's where you get all your points.
So Lindholm scored, they had 3 40-goal scores last year. Lindholm scored 42. Johnny had 40, Matty had 42, Lindholm had 42. But then you got guys like, I'm going to butcher his name, Mangiapane. I don't know if he's playing on the top line, but he busted out for 35. I heard a guy talk about he's not going to play with Hubie, but Dylan Dubé, he had 18 goals last year. Brad Treelin, we talked about, he thinks he has a bigger year. But no, it's not like Johnny's playing with, Barkey. But to answer your question, Lindholm's his guy.
Lindholm is this guy.
Yeah.
So, arguably take Lindholm for over whatever.
But now there's no Johnny Hockey on that line either, right? So I don't even know their lines right now. Can you go daily face-off maybe?
I got it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, their lines are, I'll show you right here. The Calgary Flames lines are Hubie, Lindholm, Toffoli. So he's got 2 righties on his line.
All right.
Then they got Mangiapane, Kadri, Dylan Dubé, who I'm expecting to have a big year. This is Dylan Dubé.
Yeah, so is Tree Living.
Blake Coleman, Backlund, Trevor Lewis. And then, of course, our boy Lucic, Kevin Rooney stepping in the lineup. And Brett Ritchie.
Who's Kevin Rooney?
I don't know.
Ferris Bueller. Rooney!
But Brett Ritchie,
that guy's a big right-handed shot. Yeah. That's a good team.
Pretty good line.
They got a good team. Great. I think, what was the over on Hubie's points, though? 89?
Oh.
I think
first power play unit.
I think it was over
They
that.
don't have our boy Weegsy on there, but they got Hubie on the backside with Anderson and then Toffoli, Kadri, Lindholm. They can work it around.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's no
McKinnon.
Johnny Hockey to Chuck, Lindholm from last year on their first unit. Like, it doesn't sound quite. But we didn't think those guys were going to score all 40 at the start of last year. We didn't know how good Calgary was going to be last year, right? Like, if you would have told me that all those guys were going to score 40 goals, I would have said no chance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Up dog. Let's go with a little fun segment we got here. We're going to go with our future still. First coach to get fired. You set the tone because I think you got the guy. So tell our listeners, for your futures bet, you can go on and first coach to get fired.
To me, the first coach to get fired it's the Seattle Kraken. It's Hackstall.
Yeah.
They have the pressure. Ron Francis, he put this team together for basically a rebuild, but I think the message has got to come from the coaching staff first. And I don't think the players learned it last year. They're a team built on speed, a little bit of youth with a great opportunity to step up and change everyone's opinion. But if they don't get off to a great start, and I don't think, they're starting their season here tomorrow night here in Anaheim. It's turn the lights out.
Should we go tomorrow night? They're still playing it.
Yeah, I got some tickets actually. If you want to go, yeah, sweet tickets.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Are you going?
I was thinking about going, yeah. Oh, yeah. Schwartzy called me.
I would say this about the Kraken and Hackstall. Is that how you say it? Hackstall. I think if Ronnie Francis doesn't, and people are probably like thinking, well, they're an expansion team, sell down boys. I think if you don't see improvement, right? If you don't see improvement through American Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian listeners, by the way, it was last weekend. Then I think maybe Ronnie thinks, maybe I brought the wrong guy and go get somebody else, because I thought when they hired him, it was kind of off the board hiring anyways, Ups. So I don't mind that bet, little futures bet on him. Was there another coach you had in mind that could really stir the shock waves here?
Should we Bob Marley or what? Stir it up?
Stay it as, yes.
I think, listen, everyone has such high hopes for the Toronto Maple Leafs every year. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Dubas is still somehow sitting in his seat and making moves. And the fact that this Robertson kid is starting the season in the minors due to cap issues and due to, basically, when you get sent down and fucking,
he's got no waiver rights. He's got no waiver rights.
So
they sent him down. Yeah.
But because this Robertson doesn't have his waiver rights.
He doesn't have the clear waiver, so they fire him down.
That's a joke.
Yeah. Kid's nasty.
And they're going to have to do this all year long.
Do you remember skating with him in Anaheim when he came out in this fucking, do you remember him flying around out here in Anaheim? He would come out here to skate. You probably don't remember.
Little Robertson?
Yeah, he would come out here to skate and he was just, I'm like, who is this kid? He was like 18 years old.
Wow. Was it his brother or was it him?
No, it was him. Played for the Peterborough, played for the Peterborough Petes. Who do they got on their second line right now?
They got Dennis Malgin.
Who the fuck is that? Does anyone out there know who that is?
Yeah, he's a guy for me. I think he played in Europe last year.
Yeah,
look him up.
I don't know. That when I saw their projected lineup for opening night against the Habs, I was like, first of all, Robertson's not in there, and then I don't know who that guy is. Maybe he's good. I haven't watched much of the Leafs play preseason, but so are you putting Sheldon Keefe as a future? Are you going to put him on there?
Yeah, so I don't think this Malgin, I don't know, but I got to look him up because we don't really know where he came from.
Okay, I'm going to go with my coach then. Okay. And this is a guy that I don't want to see get fired, actually. Like, I really don't. I love DJ Smith. Cam Talbot getting hurt. I'm sure right now he's probably going to bed at night being like, fuck, I finally got a number one goalie, and you're telling me that he's going to be out 5 to 7 weeks. I just think if they get off to a slow start there with the amount of moves they made, with the money they spent, I don't know. I'm going to put DJ Smith as my first NHL coach to get fired just because of the Cam Talbot injury. I hope I'm wrong. But I could see it happening because I got big expectations for Ottawa, and I think he's a good coach. But if they get off to a bad start, Talbot or not, you might see him move in Ottawa.
You've been high on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the way they moved it.
They have to get off to a good start. The last 2 years, they played themselves out of the playoffs right off the get-go. So they got to get off to a good start. If they don't, DJ Smith, he'll be looking to tee it up down in Florida or something up, dog.
So back to the Toronto thing, like it is kind of a laughing joke that, they have themselves in this position, like with the cap and call it whatever it is, like the cap not moving up, but you've dealt this card. Oh, your Simmons is sent down, Clifford sent down. There's you're just gonna have to do this all year. It's gonna be a full fucking deck of cards just all over the place. This kid, we talk about Malgin. He's got 192 games in the NHL.
Where'd he play?
He played a little bit in Florida, and he played for Toronto. He's got 8 games for the Maple Leafs.
How old is he?
He's got 192 games. He's got 60 points. And I listened to Sheldon Keefe yesterday, which again just is such a joke. He talks about this kid like, performing at a high level in the NHL and having great stats, and I'm like, it's not great stats.
No,
everyone fucking scores goals, and everyone gets points now. 192 games, and this Robertson kid is arguably their best young prospect, and you can't find a way to put him in the lineup.
Yeah. Maybe they thought Tavares couldn't keep up with him or something.
And then if Tavares is
hurt, maybe he might not play.
What does that do to their lineup?
They got to play shorthanded. They got to play with one less skater if Tavares can't go tomorrow night.
That's tough.
I don't know. Listen, the salary cap. Listen, we're both ex-players. We hate the fucking salary cap. There's got to be a way around it that if this happens, you don't have to play shorthanded opening night. Yeah, Kyle Dubas made some deals that are hurting him, but he's not the only one. I mean, you looked around the league, the Boston Bruins, they sent down Nick Foligno, Chris Wagner, and Riley Smith, or not Riley Smith, Morgan Riley. No. The D-man, Riley, I'm fucking up his first name. But they sent those 3 guys down to the Banana League too. So
just to do it right off the hop.
Well, Foligno's making $3.8 million,
Yeah.
right? They're cutting salary. Everyone's up against it. So Dubas isn't the only guy I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There should be a way around that. You don't have to play shorthanded opening night if your captain can't go. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
And then for me on my last futures bet on DraftKings, check it out, folks. We all know Ovi's hunting down 800 goals. Doc, I just got a feeling he's probably going to do this before this, actually. He's probably going to be like, fuck, Ovis, I'm going to break it before this. They play the Toronto Maple Leafs on a Saturday night, hockey night in Canada on December 17th. I think Ovi's going to get his 800th goal December 17th against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's plus 1,100.
Plus 1,100.
On the DraftKings app. They actually have an Ovechkin 800th thing. You go to their app, you know, he's going to score against, it says the Maple Leafs 1,100. Plus 700 Winnipeg Jets. Plus 700 the Flyers. I think they've used a little algorithm here to find out where they're going to do it. You can do a random one. LA Kings is plus basically 20,000.
He's going to probably do it before that, right? But that's what I'm just thinking. I don't know. And listen, Backstrom's out. Wilson's out. I don't know, man. Eventually, you got to think, I don't know. He's going to slow down a bit. No, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it says he does not score his goal in the 2022-23 season at plus 900. I mean, but this guy doesn't get hurt. He's fucking of Ovi's. Ovi the Great.
That'll be their 33rd game of the season in Toronto.
33rd game of the season's in TO.
Is in TO.
And he needs how many goals? 20.
What's he at?
780. Yeah, he needs 20.
20. So, yeah, it doesn't really... I'm going like... That he's going to get off to kind of a slow start for Ovi, right?
Yeah, and it takes him 30-something games.
33 games. I don't know.
That's fair enough. I think that's right, and it's right in DraftKings wheelhouse. I think they're giving great odds for anything around that, like 25 to 35 game.
Yeah, I just think how great would it be if he did in Toronto, the Mecca Hockey Hall of Fame right there, Saturday night.
Just what did he do? He just launches a stick in the crowd.
What would he do? No, imagine he launched. Do you know how much that stick would be worth? Right,
800.
800 goal, he wouldn't fire him. Imagine he did that. That's what you would do. You get your 800 goal.
I'd be so excited.
You fire your stick like, up, Doc, we're going to need that twig back. Eh? Just cost you $1 million to get that stick back.
Like the Aaron Judge ball.
Up, Doc, that was fun. Future bets presented by our good friends at DraftKings, promo code
Curfew Kings,
Get some futures out there, boys. Give your balls a tug. You never know what's going to happen. Last but not least, NHL predictions, preview, whatever you want to call it, presented by our good friends at Lifeforce. The promo code is
Curfew.
Check it out. Up, Dog, let's just pick who's going to get in the division, who's going to get in the wild card, and then we can pick some awards if you want or something. I like that. But let's get
my little list, my little hot list right here.
Let's start with the Atlantic Division.
Going in the Atlantic.
Let's go Atlantic Division.
Nice division. You got the Florida Panthers in there.
Let's go Atlantic Division.
Florida.
You go first, my man. You got more career games than me. You got more points, more goals. You get first pick. Go ahead, fella.
Let me just pull out my list here, fella.
All right, you can take your time. You want?
No, I got it right here.
All right, baby.
All right, in my Atlantic, I know I was hard on the TO guys and the coaching staff there early because there's a lot of pressure up there. But I do see, okay, I got one surprise in the mix there. So I got Toronto finishing first in that division.
Okay.
Followed by Florida to me, although I think they're going to take a little step back from what they were.
You're not the only one that thinks that.
Okay, so but still, I got these guys 1, 2. I got Tampa Bay 3. Again, I think they take a little step back. These guys played lots of hockey in the last fucking 3-4 years. Now I'm just saying for regular season. Come playoff time, Vasilevsky, different story. Toronto, Florida, Tampa, and I got the Detroit Red Wings sneaking in there.
So you got them for So your top 3 are
Toronto, Florida, Tampa.
Okay.
We just picking the 3.
Yeah, and then we'll do wild card.
Okay.
You're not wrong about Florida. A lot of people have thought that. I'm going to go the other way. I believe in Matty Tkachuk. I believe that they got Reinhart still. They got Bennett. They got Barkey. Florida wins the Atlantic Division.
Yep.
Fuck. Toronto finishes second in the division only because Tampa's played so much hockey and they got some injuries to start off. So I'm going Florida, Toronto, Tampa for my Atlantic Division.
Okay. So it's the same, but I just spun them around. I think
Toronto. Just spun them around.
I think the Maple Leafs are due for just a solid regular season. I think they're built for the regular season.
They're goaltending. We'll see.
Yeah.
Metro Division. I'm going to rock and roll here first, all right?
Yes,
I got
sir.
the Carolina Hurricanes, my boy Freddie Anderson, winning the Metro Division. I got the Pittsburgh Penguins finishing second in the Metro Division. And then I got the New York Rangers finishing third in that division.
You do you?
I'm going to go Carolina, Pitt, Rangers. I think the Rangers are going to be I don't know. I think they're going to make a big play for Patty Kane at the deadline, but they're missing something right now.
I was hoping we'd do maybe the Patty Kane sweepstakes, but we're going to do that this year at some point.
Oh, for sure we're going to.
And just hope he stays healthy and they don't absolutely fuck the Chicago Blackhawks over. Okay. To me, I kind of called this as kind of my dark horse team that might, win the President's Trophy. I got the Pittsburgh Penguins number 1.
Yeah.
I got Carolina as you did for your number 1. I have them at number 2. And I do right now have the Rangers as number 3. So we're kind of sitting as the same there.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
So Pens, because they're ready to rock.
Yeah, they brought the band back for one more trip down memory lane. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a great year.
Carolina's due for a cup run.
Yeah.
Again, but they got to find a way to get out of the East is tough, man. And then the New York Rangers, they're still the Rangers. They got goal scoring. Panarin, had a career year last year. Their goalie, modern day Dominic Hasek. I mean, what can you say? This kid arguably might be in the running for a Hart Trophy again. So it's hard to say without the best goalie in the league that you won't finish up top 3 of your division.
This is where it gets dicey here. Now, this is what I'm kind of excited for about
wild cards.
About the East.
Yeah.
Now, last year we knew the fucking top 8 teams in the East by about Christmas time. It was over.
We did.
Right? I don't think it's going to be that way this year.
You don't think? Who's going to bump in?
I think Detroit's going to be in the mix. Ottawa is going to be in the mix. Columbus is going to be in the mix. I think Washington takes a step back. Boston could be in one. But I think to answer your question, Ottawa, Detroit, and Columbus make this race a lot more interesting. Now, I can't bet against Patrice Bergeron. I can't fucking do it.
New coach that's fucking ready to rock our boy.
I can't do it. I'm going to take the Boston Bruins, and then are you ready for this? I'm going to take the Columbus Blue Jackets wild card 2.
So what we were talking about last week about playoff teams and should they add more or whatever? Look at how many teams are out. Should they not add a couple more games? There's so many teams there.
Buddy, I think Ottawa, I love Ottawa. Brady Tkachuk. Detroit's going to be good. I just think, I don't know, I think bringing in Johnny Hockey, I think Patrick Liney's going to have a big year. I think any of those 3 teams, like I just said, could surprise teams and get in. Or Ovi and the boys, Tommy Wilson, our boy, can watch. You can say, Obes, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Totally. And they're right in it too. I just think with the injuries to Washington to start off, I want some fresh blood. I think the Islanders missed their window. I think Lou didn't make great moves this offseason. I could be wrong there too, but I'm taking Columbus to sneak in.
What's your reason with Detroit?
I'm just going Columbus because they paid the big money for Johnny Hockey.
Yeah, okay, so
I love Detroit's team.
I like David Perron's. I like the deal there.
I was just going to say.
And I like Ville Husso deal.
Totally.
To me, those 2 changes the dynamic of their team. They get Fabry back from injury.
We're forgetting about Andrew Kopp too.
Yeah. So that's
Kubalik, Perron.
Yeah. It's a good team.
They got this big 6'8" Swede.
Yeah, who looks insane.
Insane.
Right out of World Juniors, right? Hello.
Listen, they got Ben Sherrod on the back end, Ole Mata, and then their big boy, Mo Seider. And then Ville Husso. And this team could very well be a playoff team. I'm going Columbus because they never get any love. And I just think with Johnny Hockey, Patrick Liney, Fire Biscuits, I believe in Brad Larson. I think there might be some new blood.
Okay. So I got your wild card teams? Mine are Detroit and Boston. A couple original 6s in there.
Fucking right. I just can't go against Boston when they still have
Jim Montgomery, new coach. They start off with some injuries. Marchand, McAvoy, long-term IR. Hampus Lindholm's back.
Yeah. No, that's why I can't take it. That's why I can't give up on Boston just yet. I just can't do it up, dog. Western Conference. We'll start in both of our old divisions, I guess. Colorado, although we were in the Northwest when I played there, I think. Central Division. It's a fucking good division unless you're the Arizona Coyotes up, dog.
Oh, they're in one.
Who's going to get the first pick? Well, maybe
What's
we'll do
the
that
over-under on their points per season, I wonder?
There's like a saying going out, like some like tank for Connor Bedard or something, right? I mean, Arizona.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, that changes your whole organization.
Teams doing that.
So Central Division. All right. You want to go first? This one's tough.
Why don't you go first?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah, go first.
I'm going to go Colorado Avalanche.
Okay.
God, this is so hard, man. This is so hard. I'm gonna go Nashville Predators, just because of McDonough pickup. Oh man, up dog.
You're going Central.
I'm going Central. I got the Avs.
Yeah.
I got Nashville, and I got to go with the Fat Daddy and the St. Louis Blues. That means I'm leaving out Mini. Well, there's wild cards too, but Mini, Dallas, and Winnipeg. It's a tough division.
I don't mind you leaving out Winnipeg. They still, I say this all the time, but they still got to live in Winnipeg.
I know.
It's just not perfect.
I think
there's turmoil in the room still, right?
Yeah.
New coach.
I do love
season. I mean, the best thing about them is it's a fresh start this year.
Yeah, I do love Bonesy. I wish Bonesy well up there in the peg.
Yeah,
but
it's a fresh start. I got Colorado. Then I got Mini. And then I got Nashville.
Wow. Is it because you didn't get in the Blues Hockey Hall of Fame or what? Is that why you're
I don't know. I still think
is that why you're not taking them?
They need to fix the criteria and get in there. I'm not. Listen, they still got a chance to get in.
We'll get to the wild cards. So I got Avs, Nashville Blues. You got Avs, Mini,
Nashville.
All right. Pacific Division, where we live out here in the beautiful Southern California. You want to go first? You go first in this one.
I have, in the Pacific, I have the Oil, I have Calgary, and then I have the Vegas Golden Knights.
I got the Edmonton Oilers and McJesus. I got our boy Jack Eichel and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Finishing second.
Wow. And then I got the Calgary Flames.
These great minds think alike over here.
Yeah.
And LA Kings?
I think the Kings take a step back. I think their blue line's a little too thin. I think their top six are good. I question their depth. Can Quickie do it again? Does Quickie got one more year in him? I don't know. Cal Peterson, listen, I watched him play in preseason a couple times. I don't think he's the answer in LA. He's a good kid. I know him a little bit. I just don't know. I think they caught fire in a bottle or lightning in a bottle, whatever you want to say, last year. They play with great structure. Todd McClellan's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, he is.
They're going to compete. They're going to be there. I think Vegas knocks them out in the top three spots. And then for wild card, this is hard, man. This is real hard. But I'm going to go with Mini, wild card 1. And then my former squad, the Vancouver Canucks, in wild card 2.
I got the St. Louis Blues in wild card 1.
Yep.
Of course, my Blues. And then I have, because I don't think they're done, I have the LA Kings.
Okay. So we both have the Dallas Stars missing the playoffs. We both have the Winnipeg Jets missing the playoffs.
We both have
I got the Kings missing from last year.
Ducks.
I think the Ducks. I think we can talk about the Ducks.
I like the Ducks.
I think the Ducks are going to be. I think they're going to hang in there. They could very well surprise everyone and get in.
But you look at the consistency last year too, right? Like it's a long year. You got to string together like these, 8-game winning streaks. Are they a team with enough mojo and enough, consistency to do that? Can Klingberg be like a 75-point guy like he was at one point in his career?
Yeah.
Can Gibby be healthy and be the best, a Vezina caliber goalie? Yeah. That's huge.
You're right about their DN.
Their D are good.
That Kulikov pickup was a great pickup.
Yeah, but again, like he needs to play like a 30-year-old Kulikov.
Yeah.
Like he's a little older now.
I watched him play a couple preseason games.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looked good.
They got him with Jimmy Drysdale, right? So they got him. It's a good pairing. Mm-hmm. Fowler and, to me, Fowler and Klingberg can be two of, they can be two of the best defensemen pairing in the league. Right?
For sure.
Fowler is a steady, and because he plays in Anaheim, no one's ever known who he was. He hasn't got a lot of playoff experience, but he's a great knee man. And then using Shaddy on the third pair for a second line power play guy, and just to have him in your lineup every day, it's great.
And this is what every GM and player does, right? Our team's good. We got a chance. You look at our squad, we're good. Then an injury happens. Yeah. Someone goes down. Gibby's already hurt. Gibby's already hurt.
And then who's in our...
Yeah. Gibby's already hurt. He got an upper body injury. I don't know if he's starting to open tonight or not. So he's already banged up. And listen, I say this to Cooley all the time, is it's fucking hard to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. We just sat down here, we went through it, and we left so many good fucking hockey clubs out. Yeah. It's hard to get in. Yeah. That's why when you get in, you're like, here we go, we got a chance. There's nothing I would like more than Ducks to make the playoffs. I love Dallas Aikens so much. We live down here. I would love for them to get in. I think they're heading in the right direction. I just don't think it's right now. But I say they're either going to be, really, really good, or surprisingly not really, really good. They're either going to surprise some teams, or they're going to just maybe take even a step back. We're like, shit, maybe they're not. Maybe they're 5 years away. It's either going to be like, hey, Ducks are right there, or, oh man, are they 3 or 4 years away? Do we trade Gibby? Do we go out and get a prospect for Gibby? Does Strome play well? Does Vetrano's a great pickup? Does Klingberg stay? Right? It's a 1-year deal. There's just a lot of stuff that goes in there, but I'm pulling for him up, dog.
Yeah.
But those are our picks. We'll see the reaction from
the fans.
They're going to let us have it. Columbus, I love you out there, Columbus. I'm on board.
You do, yeah. My farewell tour.
The up dog's always all over you, Columbus. I'm sticking up for you. Come on, Columbus. Johnny Hockey, get her going. Patrick Liney.
That's an odd team for you to be cheering for. I got to be honest.
Listen, I hated playing in Columbus.
No kidding.
I hated the rink. I hate the fucking, what's it called? The cannon that went off.
Did they keep the cannon?
I never played good there.
Yeah.
Thank God they sucked back in the day, but I never felt good, or puck always bounced on me. Tough, lose my guy.
Shitty hotel.
-3.
Yeah. Not perfect.
Never played good there.
Tough weather.
I just feel bad for them, I guess, right? And they went out and made a fucking play, right? They went out and got Johnny Hockey. They're trying to make something happen. They gave Gabranson the contract of the summer too. They brought him in. They're going to be competitive, and I just think Johnny Hockey might get him in the playoffs with all the mojo that's going on there.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
All right.
And then who was your team? Detroit Red Wings. So you're on Stevie Y. Those are the two teams that we took that weren't in the East last year that we're getting in. So
Detroit's due for just a bounce back here. It's time. Stevie's had the team now a couple of years. If they're healthy, they got the goaltender now. He's going to be running with it.
It wouldn't surprise me if all three of either Detroit, Ottawa, or Columbus, one of those three got in, right? Yeah. I think all those teams are knocking on the door.
That's safe to say one of them's getting in.
Yeah. Up dog. Hey, a couple bold little playoff picks
there, right? Playoff predictions right
Columbus,
there, baby.
You got Detroit. We got some boldness.
Throw the odds out there. Get them going. A little props.
I like it. Our future bets, some good future bets there.
Good futures.
We really love that Patrick Liney one, right? We love that Patrick Liney one.
Over 31.5 goals. How do you not?
Hammer that one out there, Hammer that one out there. So, up dog, I can't wait to watch some hockey with you, buddy, and snap it around here all year with you. I'm happy hockey's back. That's when you know you had a good offseason, right? I'm excited to watch hockey now.
I finally get to watch this fucking 3 TVs I put up in the backyard here. Now I get the games on.
Yeah.
Now we're golden. Fuck, it's going to be nice and tight here for the rest of the season. I got to get you a nice couch. So when you come over, you get a nice, relaxing couch.
Listen, I need to get off the couch a bit. I'm going to take Vegas over LA in the opener. This will come out after, so maybe I'll be right. But
Vegas on the road in LA
plus 100. I'm taking them tonight.
Yeah, and it's I think we got the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Another great
opening night. So it's going to be a great season up, dog. I can't wait to snap it around here with you. Curfew calls, baby.
Oh, a little curfew calls.
Curfew calls. Are we going to read the first one, Max? You going to play the first one?
Yeah, go ahead and read the first one.
All right, I'm going to start her off here. Curfew calls, fella. Jackson Novak. Absolutely love the pod, fellas. I was wondering if you boys had any memorable theme jerseys or games throughout your hockey career, like any awareness tarps or any jerseys you remember that you either loved or hated. What about them was so cool or brutal?
Can I start off?
Thank you, boys, for giving us the best podcast ever. Love how it feels like everyone's in the locker room together. Cheers, fellas.
Thanks, brother.
Jackson, thank you, buddy, because that's exactly what we're going for.
That is exactly
that's the best
compliment. You're having a chew and you're having a beer, game's over, or it's a coffee in the morning, you're getting to the rink, you're shooting the shit with the boys.
So thank you for that compliment, Jackson.
Yes,
Up,
sir.
dog?
You want me to start off? Because
of
I got
course.
2, actually.
Yeah, get him going.
My days, I'm in Milwaukee, all right? Milwaukee, and it's baseball season, so Milwaukee Brewers are there. And we have the Howard Muker. Howard Muker? Howie Muker? Howie Euchre.
Bob Euchre.
Yeah, Bob Euchre? Is that who you're trying to talk about?
I'll redo that.
Bob Euchre.
Okay.
No, don't cut that part out.
Fucking Bob Euchre Day. These jerseys were ugly as shit. And I bet you I still got it. Because you know me, I kept all my sticks here. I kept all my jerseys. I got a lot of tarps. Well, we had the fucking the Bob Euchre tarps in Milwaukee. He's a legend. Legendary fucking baseball analyst. Anyway, and then, of course, without saying, St. Louis Blues for the Winter Classic, the year we played the Hawks. The Hawks wore juice jerseys too. They might have the best jerseys in the league.
Fuck, they got nice tops.
But no, we wore the retro, like the baby blue.
Those were
fucking yellow. It's something they still wear. The fact that he still rocks that jersey well.
The Blues jerseys, sorry to cut you off, should be those ones, the blue ones. You guys wear the white ones or the blue ones? Sorry.
We wear the blue.
That's the home. Yeah. And those exact one of the whites should be the Blues jerseys. 100%. That's it.
There we go.
That's
You've heard it here. So anyway, those are 2 of my.
Yeah, I remember you with the Winter Classic beanie on, the stuff on your eyes, scarf around your neck. That was National League. For me, I never played in a Winter Classic like that. Anytime we wore military jerseys, right? Sometimes it was for warm up. I don't know if I ever wore them in a game, but the military jerseys were always cool with the camo. Then obviously with my last name, O'Brien, St. Patty's Day.
Oh, for sure.
It was warm up jerseys. I think in the American League one year we wore them for a game, never in the NHL, but great warm up jerseys, St. Patty's Day. I know the Leafs rock them during the regular season on St. Patrick's Day, but for me, anytime we rocked a military jersey or that nice Irish St. Patty's jersey, up dog.
Yeah, that's a good question. Should I read mine?
Yeah, fire it away.
All right, this one is from our boy R.J. Parle. And I got to talk about the subject line here. It's banging nines and doing lines. This guy sounds like a beauty. He goes, hey, I'm a good old Newfie kid. There you go. He is a beauty. I'm a good old Newfie kid in BC from Corner Brook. This podcast makes me feel like I'm back in the dressing room with the boys and running around Kelowna telling stories. Question is, where's your favorite junior city to play and the worst? Keep it going, fellas. Listening from Prince George, BC. And just because this kid's from Prince George, I got to be honest, that was probably the worst place I've had to play. We used to go up there in Kamloops. It was a fucking 8-hour drive north. I mean, we stayed right across from the liquor store and the casinos. There'd be fights out every night. There'd be fights. Keep us up at night. And then we'd go in there and just a tough barn. Tough barn. Here. Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Thanks again for the compliment on the locker room, because that's what me and the Up Dog are going for. Anyone who played in the Ontario League knows these 3 places. These 3 places were the biggest shithole. No disrespect to people up there in Northern Ontario. Sudbury,
tough barn.
Sault Ste. Marie, and the old North Bay Centennials. Long bus trips, shitty old barns.
I love that you say long bus trips. For the O there.
I know, they were. They were like 8, 9 hours, 10 hours for us from Kingston. That was long.
That's long, yeah.
For you guys, that's nothing.
That was in my own division. I used to do that to Prince George.
That's crazy.
Their closest game was 8 hours.
That's nuts.
Nuts. Yeah.
That Western League makes men. I'll give them that. Yeah. It fucking does. I'll never argue that. So I'm going to say Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury Wolves, and then I'll say the worst was North Bay. I don't know. North Bay sounds shit. Just shit. All right, Max, you got a call in one for us here. Curfew Calls.
A call from our guy Curtis here.
Happy Thursday. Listening to the new episode 121 at work today. Figured it was time to jump on and give a Curfew Calls. Calling today from Prince George, British Columbia. Uppy, I'm sure you know the place.
Fuck, we were just talking about it, buddy.
Playing in the dub, dumping the pucks in the corner and watching out for the boogeyman, Derek Bugard. Sure you got a few stories with him. Couple questions for you today, fellas. Obi, I was searching YouTube the other day, looking at some old videos of you cruising around GM Place. The fans want to know, what the fuck did you say to Sean Avery between the benches 12 years ago when he stole your stick? Good story, I'm sure. Well, Up Dog, can you please address to the fans what the Silver Slugger Award is? We all need to know. Hope you boys are doing well. Have a good weekend. Cheers.
Fuck it. Let's start with this. Yeah, seems like an absolute beauty. Prince George again. Fucking
Another PG guy.
Another PG.
Oh, he's up there listening.
Is it that shit? Prince George, British Columbia? Is it that bad? Like, you think anything in British Columbia would be all right? Just old and shitty.
Yeah, it's tough up there.
Bad ice or
Hammer's
just...
up there. Hamhuse is from there.
Yeah.
Jared Smithson's from up there.
Like, I would think somewhere in...
No, he's not. Sorry, Smithson's from fucking Vernon.
I would think somewhere in Saskatchewan's probably worse than Prince George.
Yeah. But yeah, you're up in the country, but it's way the fuck up there. I mean, you're going through Jasper. You're headed north, and you know, god damn it, you might run into the goddamn St. Nick by the time you get up there.
It's way the fuck up there.
It is just for, you know, when that game's on the calendar, you're like, fuck. Yeah. You'd rather be like cruising to Kelowna or cruising down to, you know, Seattle or Portland or, you know, just a little bit easier to get to.
Yeah. Silver Slugger.
Yeah, the Silver Slugger. So we must have talked about that.
Yeah.
The Silver Slugger is an award given to the guy that exemplifies the most, you know, eye on the ball attributes for one summer.
Yeah.
It's given out every summer. It's a guy that's seeing the ball well.
Yeah, it's an award that me and the Updog came up with throughout our tenure as a single gentleman playing in the National League, seeing the ball very well. So every summer, who you know, did the most damage, so to speak.
Yeah, it was a couple of the Maxim parties, and you know, we had a couple good nights, and a couple in LA. And
I think you got it most years, but I know the one summer you gave it to me. You looked at me, you said, "Oh,
well deserved.
You're well deserved Silver
Well
Slugger."
deserved. You really, you know, you battled through the elements.
Yeah, I did.
You stayed in great shape.
I did.
You're ready to rock for camp. You're just, you know, you had it all going for you.
The Silver Slugger. That was the good old days, Updog. As for the Sean Avery thing, to be honest with you, I wish the story was a little bit better. I got benched. AV benched me.
So you're pissed off.
I'm already pissed. And Aves, I went at Aves in the start of the period trying to get him going. And then Voros was out there, and I was like, fuck you, AV. I want Avery. The guy's been chirping all night. And, you know, Aves comes up by the bench and starts chirping Hordichuk. Right? I think he called him a fucking space monkey or something. I don't even know what Aves said to him. But he started chirping Hordy and was chirping the bench. And I just went down and I said, I was just like, Aves, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, people in this league are so sick. If all you do is run your fucking mouth, you're the biggest spot picker in the fucking league, and no one likes you. And then I think he came back with, fuck you, OB, fat fuck, or something like that. So then I just tried to spear him. I speared him twice. He pulled my stick. It was right in front of old Chicken Parm, Ray Ferraro. And they wanted to suspend me 3 games. And I talked to Shanny on the phone. And I think because it was Aves a little bit, I told him like Aves was chirping Hordichuk and the whole bench and this and that. And he let me off for just 1 game.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But I
so you have been sussy then?
Oh, yeah.
How many times?
I've been suspended a few times. Always, yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah. I like Aves, though. I would have taken him on my team. I used to party with him in the offseason. We swim up on a route. It was just the heat of the moment. And, you know, now we've become friends with Aves. So it was
of course
nothing personal, but I was
just
good
at what he does.
Yeah. So that was that. He
was a guy you wanted to kill.
Everyone wanted to kill him.
And then he was a great hockey player.
Great hockey. I would have loved to have Avery on my team because he could score goals, he could hit, and then he could get under people's skin, like me, and not fight them.
And then he'll dial in a good party for after and probably bring a couple of his girlfriend's babes.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty good.
I would have liked to play with him on the Rangers, actually, if I could have picked my spots, eh?
Yeah, they're LA for sure.
Would you rather play for the Rangers or the Kings?
I would have rather play for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
If you played for the Kings, where would you have lived?
I would have...
now, the practice rink's in El Segundo.
Yeah. No, I would have lived on the beach.
You would have lived on the beach.
You got it. Just because that's a practice rink, and there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than driving 40 minutes to practice. I did it in Florida, but there's no chance you're not going to live on the beach in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough on your back, it's tough on your hips, it's tough on your groins, and just spending an hour and a half in your car just to go to practice and back just isn't perfect, right?
No, I used to always think you live in Hollywood, but now the answer is you live in Manhattan Beach and you buy yourself a Sprinter van.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Or the other way around maybe, but you don't want to be Sprinter van to practice every day. You can't do that. You live in Manhattan Beach. You say, hey, always we're going to spin a Sprinter van. Anytime there's a party in Hollywood, we're going to jump in and go.
Yeah, and you have it pick you up from the airport, drop you off, things like that. It's a very convenient way to travel.
They actually have a great setup there. They fly into El Segundo. They all live in Manhattan or remote, so the practice rink's right there. The only driving they do is to go down to Staples.
Yeah, but that's what you use a Sprinter for.
Or back into the Hollywood parties,
Ask your boy Stoley about those days.
Stoley, baby, legend. So, Maxie, is that it for Curfew Calls?
That's it for Curfew Calls today.
Love it. We love it.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's been a great segment.
In. Love it.
I'm going to say this to people that call in. Like, we love it. And I feel like it makes them more part of the show. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like Mr. Curfew more of a family than ever with these guys calling in.
Good.
So,
love it, boys.
A lot of beauties out there. Banging nines and doing lines. I think that was the highlight of the Curfew Calls for me. So, Up dog, we got an absolute beauty. NHL TNT, Flyers color guy, legend, Jonesy, Keith Jones coming at you.
Keith Jones.